All right, good afternoon, gentlemen. Good afternoon to everyone around the country who's tuned into our live stream this afternoon. Welcome to DuePoint. My name is Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here at DuePoint. I'll be spending about 45 minutes with you as we go through what we call our business introductory presentation. You are most welcome to come speak to me after the presentation, so reserve your questions until afterwards. Come chat to me, ask me any questions that you might have. If you're watching on the live stream, you are very welcome to ask any questions that you might have in the live chat. All right, so you are, at least the people here, are here at our head office. You are watching me from my head office here in Johannesburg. We are a division of another company, however, called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is an insurance company that has been in operation in South Africa since 1952. So for a very long time, we're one of the few financial service providers that are a fully registered insurance company in South Africa. Constantia's head office is just down the road from us, so we don't share offices with them. Fortunately, our offices are much fancier than Constantia's, so we're glad to have our own offices. Very lucky to have that. We operate under a number of financial services licenses. So we've got a long and short-term insurance license, an investment license. So those are the categories of finance that we're allowed to operate within. That's our FSP license that you see over there. That's very important for us to disclose. We want people that are being introduced to DuePoint for the first time to take this first step of faith in this build of trust and credibility with our business, because this presentation is about a proposition of partnership. We want to collaborate with people that join us in this business, and that can only, the foundation for that has to be built on trust. And so do what you need to do. Go do a background check on us. You're welcome to check Constantia's website, our website, go to the FSCA website, but know that this is a business that's listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange, that has been regulated for many decades. It's an audited business, so it's very much a credible business in South Africa's business landscape. The senior staff are these people up on screen. So the first three characters are registered chartered accountants. Naturally, we've got a lot of chartered accountants in our business because we're a financial services provider and insurance company. So Tim, Stacey, and Brendan look after all those requirements with regards to auditing, accounting in our business. And Mr. Brendan Benfield's our senior executive. He's got a lot of experience in financial services, particularly success in that field. That's fairly important, not only experience. So he used to be the Chief Operating Officer of Prime Meridian Direct, which is one of the biggest short-term insurers in the country. They've had a lot of success there in the space of a short 10 years. Brendan's father has also got massive financial pedigree. So as a family, they've got a lot of experience and success in the industry. Dr. Brian Benfield founded Clientele Life along with the IFA. They've got a host of businesses globally that they kind of leverage off with regards to experience. The two non-accountants are Jane and myself. Jane is very experienced in the direct marketing and direct sales side of our business. So that's the network marketing aspect of our business, which is fairly important because that's where we rely on all our growth from. And so Jane's experience is paramount to our success here at DuePoint. And then myself, I've been working in the advertising industry for about 25 years, particularly in the digital side. So with the advent of internet and IT and all of that, I ran a digital agency for about 15 years that operated very much in the financial space too. That's our senior staff. We've got client service staff, we've got admin staff. Our mandate, our goal is to make sure that everybody joins us in this business is well supported. So we do everything that we do to support people that join us in this business so that they become effective at helping us grow this business, but more importantly, to make sure that people in this business are profitable, right? That serves your interest. You're not here for fun, for the free tea and coffee. We're here to make money. And so we want to see you become profitable in this business as quickly as possible. So know that you've got all the support in the world. Never do I hear anyone saying, they didn't know what to do, or it is all available to the people in this business. Very quickly, we look at the circumstance that we find ourselves in. We don't have to delve too deeply into this. We personally, individually, everyone watching this presentation will have their own set of circumstances, personal finance issues, but from a macro point of view, we know that generally South Africans are heavily indebted. They're at massive risk in the employment sector. right? Because there's so much retrenchment. Retirement figures are dismal. Over 90% of South Africans can't afford to retire, and people can't even afford to die nowadays because they are still indebted upon death, and they don't have insurance products or any assets that allow their families to then take care of their estate. And so this business came about because of all that necessity. It became very apparent to us as I guess, a bunch of entrepreneurs to see that there's necessity for social impact required in South Africa, to start helping the country, right? It's going to take too long to wait for the economy to help us. And so this business is about helping yourself. And so we launched this division out of Constantia 2.5 years ago called the DuePoint system, with a number of aspirations in mind for the people in this business as well as ourselves. You will know if you're a wealth engineer in this business, or if you're someone that's been in this business, that the language we speak is always focused around wealth creation, right? So there's a very important watershed kind of moment that happens. When we talk about wealth creation, we're not talking about income generation. We can have people in our very rich suburb of Sandton here earning a lot of money every month, but they might not be wealthy because they've made the mistake of indebting themselves. So you could be earning 200,000 Rand a month, but if your bond is 100,000 Rand, if you're paying 20,000 Rand a month on cars, you're actually not building any asset value. And so what you're not doing is you're not building any wealth. So when we speak about wealth creation here at DuePoint, what we're talking about is getting people to understand the power of getting rid of their debt entirely as quickly as possible. We're hoping that people will leverage this business to get rid of their debt. Not spend more, get rid of their debt so they can actually start focusing on wealth creation. Because that's where wealth creation starts, is once you become debt-free, it liberates you then to start becoming owner of many assets, right? You can start working on that. That's where true wealth lies. So practically, how does this business work? As guests this afternoon, you've got the opportunity to join us here at DuePoint. Once you join us, we refer to you as a wealth engineer. So that's everybody in DuePoint. We call them wealth engineers. As a wealth engineer, you have got this task to go out and build what we call a channel of distribution, right? So similarly, every business in South Africa has channels of distribution, right? The channels in which they sell and market their products. DuePoint is no different. All we do is we invite members of the public to come help us build those channels of distribution. That's what you're going to be doing. Your success in that process is you being able to connect people to this business that ultimately become wealth engineers and product owners here at DuePoint. And if that starts to happen, that success in the process leads to a host of benefits. So primarily being you get to create additional income. The nature of the income is recurring income. This is a very important fact or benefit, is the nature of income. We are used to, so a majority of the population are employed. We might have 10 million people unemployed, but there's a very tiny percent of the population that are entrepreneurs or business owners. For the majority of us that earn income, it is salary-based income. Unfortunately, the problem with salary-based income is it's completely constrained by your activity. So you have to be working. You've got to arrive at work to draw an income, right? That's the mandate, the contract that you have with your employer. This comes with a host of risks, because what happens if you become sick? What happens if you're injured or become disabled? What happens when you get retrenched? What happens when you get to retirement age? You can't say to your boss at retirement age, listen, I can still work. Keep me. In our economy, the boss is like, no, you need to go, right? In majority of the cases. And so being dependent on salary has all these risks attached to it. When you start creating recurring income based on asset value, there's a completely different thing. It's like owning a second house. If you owned a second house, your house doesn't retire you, it doesn't retrench you. If you're sick, you still get rental from that house, right? And that's the importance of chasing recurring income instead of activity-based income. And that's what we do here at DuePoint. You get paid for the channel that you build, not for your activity. Power duplication, so this is your opportunity to go out and build a team around you that can work with you and collaborate with you to build your channel that much faster and bigger. I'll illustrate that when I show you what a channel distribution looks like. Our business is FlexiTime. The technology that we've imposed here at DuePoint, especially with regards to our mobile app that runs, allows you to build your channel distribution anywhere in the country, any time of the day. There's no startup capital to become a DuePoint wealth engineer required, so there's no starter kits. We don't have registration fees. We have designed the business to be as low risk as possible. So you've got the freedom to consider doing this business without the fear of risk involved. That's a very important thing, right? I actually got stopped yesterday. I took my daughter to movies last night, and we walked into Hamleys in Eastgate. So Hamleys is a toy store for kids, so my daughter was in heaven. Window shopping. I told her window shopping, you're not allowed to grab things and say, please buy. Anyway, one of the employees at Hamleys was standing in the front, a young gentleman, and he came to me and he said he's looking to start a business. So he just randomly said to me, can I ask you a question? Can I ask for some advice? I said, sure. He said, I'm looking to start a business, but how do I get finance? How do I get someone to invest in my business? So I said, well, what type of business are you looking at starting? No, he wants to open up a retail shop that sells chocolate and wine. So I said, okay. I said, listen, setting up a retail shop is very expensive, right? You've got rent that you've got to put down for a year or 2 years. You've got to set up the shop. Shop fitting is a fortune. I said, there's so much risk attached to that. No one is going to give you money to do that because there's too much risk attached to it. They don't know you. You've got no track record. I said, you've got to go build a track record. You've got to start small. You might have to go from door to door selling wine and chocolate, right? Show the wine supplier that you can sell wine. Show the chocolate supplier. There's so much risk fraught in entrepreneurship. This entrepreneurial opportunity has got almost zero risk attached to it, right? It's a huge benefit, especially when you go start speaking and prospecting to other people. So there's very little risk involved in this business. There's no qualifications or experience required. Again, becomes accessible to many, many, many South Africans. You get to build an asset. Now this for me is probably the most important benefit because this separates us from people that are chasing salary, commission-based, sales-based, activity-based income versus us, where we focused on building an asset that pays out income. The asset, the channel of distribution that you build here at DuePoint, you have ownership over this channel of distribution. It means you can sell it. It means it doesn't retire you. Our channel, your channel, will be paying you out through your 60s, your 70s, your 80s, your 90s. When you die, that asset is treated like any asset in your estate. You'll get to seed it to your beneficiaries, to your children, to your spouse. And so I'm hoping that instead of people chasing activity-based income for 45 years of your life, with all that risk attached to it, why not start sacrificing time and start building an asset that has all these benefits, right? So I'm hoping people will be happy to sacrifice time building a channel of distribution. There's no selling involved in our business, so we exclude you completely from the selling process. You don't do any selling. In other words, you have no involvement in our products. What you're doing is connecting people to the business opportunity by putting them in front of an intro presentation, be it at head office or over our live stream, and I will tell people about the products. Our website's got information about products. Our YouTube channel's got videos about our products, and that's where they make the decision on products. You don't have to sell any products to anyone. The nature of our products are financial. It means they're intangible, right? That comes with a host of benefits in itself, because we don't have stock and distribution issues. We don't run out of products. They don't come in boxes that you've got to put in your boot and take home and then fight with the wife because you want to move her shoes across so you can put your new boxes next to her in the cupboard, right? And so the products are convenient in themselves. But your success is very much predicated on your ability to build a channel of distribution. It begins with you. You become a wealth engineer. So today you might become a wealth engineer, and now you're going to go out and start prospecting people, trying to connect them to this business opportunity, and you will connect a few people. And out of those few people, some of them will decide, yes, this looks great, I also want to be a wealth engineer, and they become product owners. That is the beginning of your channel of distribution. These people that you've connected to DuePoint will then go out and start connecting other people to DuePoint. This is the power of duplication. This is the beauty of leverage that exists. Leverage is a wonderful thing if it's in your favor. And so my tip to everybody is make sure that you build a strong business by bringing in strong people at the beginning. If you bring in weak people, people that don't have resources to build, people that don't know what the internet is, people that don't have transport, they're going to be sending you, please call me, please send me data, please pick me up. Those people don't have resources to build a channel. You want to bring strong people in. It'll build a strong business for yourself. So this is what a channel of distribution looks like and grows like. This is what your asset looks like. This is what is paying you out every single month here at DuePoint. My warning to everybody, and I have to warn everybody because I don't know what preconceived ideas you have about entrepreneurship, is that if you want to become a professional, a successful entrepreneur, that's what it looks like from the outside. It looks nice and pretty and shiny, but that's what it looks like underneath. Right? So my warning to everybody is always is, be prepared. If you want success in your life, it doesn't matter what aspect. We could be talking about family life, marriage, being a good Christian, doesn't matter what it is, right? It requires your ability to endure hardship, right? I love the etymology of the word passion, right? Everyone's looking for something they're passionate about. Have you heard that? Especially the millennials, the young kids. They always want to go, oh, I'm not passionate about it. I need to find my passion before I decide to dedicate myself to anything. Yet they don't realize that the word passion stems from the word suffer in Latin. So how many people are willing to suffer for something? They think that entrepreneurship is rosy because it looks good from the outside and it's easily achievable if you just find the right thing. It's not like that. You find the thing that has meaning to you and you suffer for it to achieve getting what you want to get. So this is my warning to everybody. Never will you hear the words from our mouths that this business is easy. It's not an easy business, difficult business, but it's a simple business. On to our financial products. So we've got 4 financial products. Again, they are designed with wealth in mind. These are not arbitrary consumer-based products. These are products designed to help your asset value, to help you attain wealth. The first product is an investment product called Access Wealth. It's going to cost you 324 Rand a month. Of which 100 Rand gets invested into a tax-free investment fund that resides with Sanlam. It's an actively managed fund. You've got full access to your fund. There's no notice restriction period on that. We give you 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident death cover with this product. So if you have this investment in place and you're killed in any form of accident, if you're killed in a hijacking, it doesn't matter what the accident is, as long as it's not natural causes or illness, we will pay out your beneficiaries 120,000 Rand plus whatever is in the investment. The second product is called Wealth Guard. Wealth Guard is only insurance, strictly insurance. It's going to cost you 249 Rand every month, but this time you get 1 million Rands worth of personal accident cover. So if you're killed in that same accident or in a hijacking or whatever it is, you pay out your beneficiaries 1 million Rand. And the beauty of our personal accident death cover products is that it's accessible. Actually, all our products are accessible to everybody. We don't discriminate with regards to age or health status on any of our products. So you can be 60 years old, diabetic, cancer, you can take out any product that we have and the premium is the same for everybody, right? Beautifully accessible product. So that's Wealth Guard. Then we've got a family product, a family funeral cover product called Family Wealth. It starts at 299 Rand a month. It gives you 20,000 Rands worth of funeral cover. It covers up to 5 family members or dependents. You can increase that cover to 30,000 Rand as well as up to 10 family members or dependents. And again, the beauty of this product is that there's no discrimination. So there's no pre-existing conditions that we exclude. As long as you're between the ages of 18 and 69, you can get in this product. It's a whole of life product, so we don't cancel your cover when you go past 70 or 75. You will still be covered in this product. And the principal member gets 10,000 Rands worth of debt protection on top of that funeral cover. So if you've got liability, if you owe anyone money, we will cover up to 10,000 Rand of that liability upon your death. So that's Family Wealth. Then lastly, we've got Wealth Points. Wealth Points is a lifestyle benefits program. It costs you 299 Rand every month, and it aims to reduce your cost of living. So those monthly expenses that you spend habitually on every single month, we've tried to cover a lot of those costs so that you can start reducing your monthly expenses. So look at the list of partners that we've negotiated discounts and benefits with. We've got always on Wi-Fi data. They give us almost 70% off their data costs on a gig of data. ShopRite Checkers, they give us 2% off your entire trolley at ShopRite Checkers as much as you want to shop there. We've got a whole bunch of online retailers. Hirsch's is very popular. Eagle Ford and Jaguar Land Rover Santon are 2 car manufacturers or car dealerships that we have on this program. Huge benefit in the discounts that you're going to receive on a car. I mean, that'll pay for this product for 20 years, just getting the discount that you're able to get through. So wonderful immediate benefit with this product, and it is always evolving. We are trying to find new partners to add to this program all the time without the increase in your subscription fee on this program. So those are the 4 products. Like I said, more information on our website and on YouTube, so go look at them, but they are straightforward products. Very quickly to describe our business model to you. So people sometimes come to us and go, how does the business model work? How are you able to pay all these wealth engineers in your business to the extent where we take some of them to Mauritius and buy some of them cars if they're doing really well? It is basically in the fact that we don't spend any money on advertising. DuePoint does 0 advertising or marketing. That is not in our budget. In our managed accounts, there's no line item for marketing, right? We depend on our wealth engineers to go do the channel building for us, these channels of distribution. And so we don't spend the billions on that, but we still take that portion of the budget and we just reattribute it to our wealth engineers. And that's where the benefit lies for you. And we've got 2 programs here at DuePoint, the returns program and the rewards program. We'll discuss the rewards program a little later. The returns program is the money you make every single month. It is the most important program here at DuePoint. It is based on a 27.50 Rand fee that we pay for every product you have in your channel every month. Remember, it's always recurring income. So it is dependent on where the product lies in relation to you. So if you think back to that slide with what your channel looked like, right? It began with those first 5 people. Those first 5 people that you referred to DuePoint successfully lie on what we call your first point or point 1. And we actually pay you double the 27.50 Rand for any product that you put on your first point. When those individuals, those wealth engineers go out and connect other people, that product lies on what we call your second point. And on your second point, again, you get paid 55 Rand for every product on your second point every single month. And then as your channel starts to grow larger and larger and larger, the product is getting further away from you, and that multiplier drops steadily all the way to point 8 out here, where we pay you 4% of the 27.50 Rand, but we don't limit you at point 8. We've got wealth engineers way beyond point 8 in the space of 2 years already. They can earn beyond point 8. We will keep paying that 4% from point 8 in theory to infinity. There is no limitation on how much money you can earn at DuePoint. This business is about time and numbers. You have to have the patience to endure the time. If you want to manipulate the numbers, you're free to. You can connect as many people as you want into this business. That's how you earn more faster in this business, is activity. People still want to know, well, how much activity exactly? What are we talking about here? So we've got a 5-year plan for people to reflect on. The activity that this is based on, so this is an example, and the example of activity here is that the person connects 3 people in their first month. So in December, you connect 3 people, and every other month after December, you connect 2 people every month, right? So 2 in January, 2 in February, 2 in March. If you can follow that activity, you can earn these kind of numbers. After 6 months, you'll be earning about 2,500 Rand a month. Now, I've got gentlemen in real estate in front of me, so they'll appreciate the example that we show everybody, right? Because land is the big topic of South Africa currently. Everyone wants to be a property owner. Yes, even anyone growing up knows you buy a property and you pay it off as quickly as possible. But how many people actually pay it off as quickly as possible? Everyone takes the full 20 years, right? Unless they sell the property. And some people will even remortgage it before the bond's over and then extend that term out. So the example we've got here is on a R1 million property. Obviously, you're going to finance that because no one I know has got R1 million sitting in their bank account doing nothing. And on a 20-year bond, on about prime plus 2, you're going to be paying back the bank 11,500 Rand a month for 20 years. Right? And so I say to people, well, why not pay for that house faster? People might not realize the benefit in paying off something faster, all right? The benefit of paying off something faster is that you pay less interest on it. On this example, which is a great example because everyone wants to be a property owner, if you put that little 2,500 Rand that you're earning after 6 months into your bond as an additional payment, so you're paying about 20% extra on your bond. It'll reduce your bond term by nearly 50%. Instead of taking 20 years, it takes you now 11.5 years to pay this house off. It saves you in the process nearly 900,000 Rand that you would have paid back to the bank. It's a wonderful example, right? Something for people to aspire to pay your house off in half the time. At 12 months, you're earning 9,000 Rand a month. You can imagine if you put that into your bond, how quickly you would pay a bond off. Why do we pay the bond off? Not only to pay our interest or pay less interest, but once you become debt-free, it liberates you to start investing more. Right? Now you can buy a second property. You can buy cars and start a travel company, whatever it is, right? That's where the leverage exists. The second income is leverage. Your first income pays for your bills. You keep going, at month 24, you'll be suddenly close to 30,000 Rand a month. Remember, you're still connecting. Only 2 people a month. 2 new people every single month. At month 36, you had nearly 50,000 Rand a month. At month 48, 4 years from today, Qatar World Cup soccer, if you want a little bit of practical reference, you could be earning nearly 70,000 Rand a month. You could buy center line front row tickets to the Qatar World Cup if you're earning that kind of money. And then 60 months, you'll be earning about 85,000 Rand a month. That's about R1 million in annual recurring income. Imagine getting yourself to the point of earning an extra R1 million a year. That is 5 years away. It is 5 years worth of work, connecting 2 people every single month. This business is based on compound leverage, right? That power duplication is an example of a compounding effect. If you take 3 months off in this business, so let's say you go, okay, I'll do the 2 a month, but I get very lazy in November because of the end of the year. December's too busy, and then January I'm depressed. If you take those 3 months off where you don't do anything, it'll affect this number by 70% less. There are no holidays at DuePoint. That's some more preparation for people in this business. There's no holidays at DuePoint. You get to 5 years, then you can take a holiday. Right? You've got to decide, is this business worth it or not? We've got wealth engineers we bring up onto stage every single month. We call it Tell All Tuesday. It's a wonderful intro presentation format where we invite ladies like Francina up onto stage to tell us their story. So you're welcome to go look at all the testimonies that we have. We've got hundreds of them on YouTube. Everybody's different. So these are fairly new people in the business. But we only bring people up that have endured. Some have actually disappeared, and then they come back, and then we put them on stage, because we want to give people a realistic idea of what it's like to do this business. So Francine's joined 14 months ago. Her value of her channel is sitting at 3,300 Rand a month. You can see how much work she's done. She's put in 29 people. That 29 people is translated to 268 people in her channel. That's the power duplication, right? She didn't find the 270, she only found 29. The 29 went and helped her find the 270. Her channel size is sitting at 6 points. So go listen to her testimony. She's had a roller coaster of a year. She hasn't put in her full-time work in 14 months. She hasn't been doing the 2 every month. She's been doing a little bit there, a little bit there. Then her husband died at the beginning of the year, unfortunately. So she had to go through the mourning period where she wasn't allowed to work. But yet, DuePoint still paid her. That's the beauty, right? If you tell your boss you're not coming to work for 3 months, your boss is going, oh, kiss your salary goodbye, right? This is the beauty of asset-based income. Then we've got Paul. Paul's a commission-based earner involved in the timeshare industry. Times have been very tough. Who can afford timeshare in this economy? So he's really been struggling, and he moves around the country a lot. He's from East London. His aspiration is to find a business that is not commission-based, where he doesn't have to move around the country constantly. He wants to be at home with his family in East London. So he's been involved in our business for 9 months. The value of his channel is sitting at already 3,500 Rand a month. He's connected 26 people to this business. It's translated to nearly 200 people in his channel. Then we've got Michael. Michael's from Joburg, been in the business for 8 months. The value of his channel is sitting at over 4,000 Rand a month. He's connected 25 people to the business. That's translated to 109 people. And that's just the story of these 3 individuals. We've got thousands of people in this business joining DuePoint every single month, and everybody is different. Everyone's running a different race. Everyone's got different numbers. Everyone's got different circumstances, different excuses. Everybody's different. You're at liberty to decide what you want out of our business. Our system is identical for everybody. The system is identical for everybody. It comes down to what you want, and that's the decision you have to make. What do you want out of our business? That's free. Take what you want on the table. I've got 10,000 Rand a month, 100,000 Rand a month. Which one do you want? 1,000 Rand a month. Decide what you want. But you have to decide how DuePoint's going to fit into your life. Paul's here all the time. So Paul's fit this business nicely into his life, right? How he's done it, I don't know. That's something he had to decide. For people joining this business, it is a very practical tip for me to tell you, by the end of this presentation, decide how DuePoint fits into your life. We've all got busy schedules. You're going to have to sacrifice somewhere, right? But practically, that's the only way around it, because our business requires you to be active. Getting started, very straightforward. You can become a wealth engineer in about 5 minutes going through our application form online. So that's very straightforward. It's a non-event. You have to start applying yourself to this business now. Go watch the training. All right, so these are my tips. Go watch the training so you know what you're doing. Set goals for yourself. We set goals for ourselves so that we can be accountable to the plan that we put in place. If you join any company, right, this is the problem. As employees, what we do is we never really part of the planning. You join a company, the boss says to you, this is what we need from you. This is what you have to do. Right? And then you just get to it. The company has decided what the strategy is, the plan is, and what they need you to do. In this business, you've got to do that for yourself. People fall short of that often. They don't set the goals for themselves. They don't put a deadline in place, right? And then they never prepare a plan, because you can't prepare a plan if you don't have a goal. So these things all fall hand in hand, and they're so important if you want to achieve something. But the bottom line always is how many people are you prepared to speak to every single month? That's it. That's a number that you can record. Every good company records their numbers. Right? It's called business monitoring. We call it forecasting. If I don't do any sales this month, I'm not going to expect to close any sales. I'm not going to make money. Right? Record the number. Is it 10 people that you can speak to a month? Is it 10 a day that you can speak to? That will tell you what the plan is. It'll tell you what you're going to achieve as a goal. Right? Make sure you do those things. Merchandise, very important. Please consider getting merchandise. It will help you in prospecting, connecting people. You've got your Remax badge on you, right? That is a picture of credibility. It is branding. It says, look at the business I'm part of. I'm a proponent of this business. I believe in the business I'm a proponent of. Merchandise is very important. You would appreciate that if you think about advertising, branding. Companies get involved in that all the time because it has value. So this is a very small investment to make in your DuePoint business. Join us on Facebook. We're very active there. YouTube's got all our videos on. It's the same platform that we use to live stream to the entire country 8 times a week live. And then once you become a wealth engineer, make sure you download the mobile app onto your phone, because that app tells you what's happening in your business. Right? If you don't know how to use the app, you don't know what you're looking at with regards to your business. So make sure that you learn to use the app. I know the old people are scared to click on buttons. You mustn't be scared to click on buttons. You can't break the app. Go crazy. Then on to our rewards program. So the rewards program is over and above that monthly income that you generate here at DuePoint, is the cherry on top here at DuePoint. How does the rewards program work? Basically, as an active wealth engineer, you'll be earning something called experience points. So it's XP. You get lots of XP for everything that you do here at DuePoint. And that activity should lead to your channel growing. And when those two things happen, we reward you along the way. So these are wonderful milestones to kind of set out as goals for yourself, right? So you'll start out as a rank 0 wealth engineer. To get to rank 1, you need 1,000 XP. You need 4 products in your qualified channel. When you get those two things, you get a rank 1 55 Rand reward at the end of the month. It is small, but you've just proven to yourself you can get to any rank in our business, right? Unfortunately, people quit before they even get to rank 1. Majority of people. But I don't care about the majority of people. I care about the minority of people, because that's where my gold sits, right? But I've got to afford everyone the same opportunity. You're going to do the same thing. You've got to afford everyone the opportunity to look at the business, do the business, but the minority will be doing the business. As you rank up, the rewards get bigger and better. There's a 20,000 Rand check, a 50,000 Rand check waiting for you on top of your recurring income. We give tools to our wealth engineers to help them be more efficient, more productive in their prospecting process. Little USB stick with all our video collateral just makes it easy for them to showcase our business. At rank 7, we get you personalized business cards to the value of 12,500 Rand for one set of business cards, right? Because these are luxurious business cards. Look at them there. They look like little blocks of bullion, of gold. Again, first impressions, right? You put one of those on the table, it makes a great first impression. It'll help you in your prospecting. At rank 9, we take you and your family to our rank 9 international conference every single year. So our rank 9s do this every single year, as long as they're rank 9 and above, right? So this is a big milestone for a lot of people, because everyone wants to take their family on a millionaire's holiday for 7 days. It's all expenses paid trip. You fly business class and you eat as much as you want at the 6-7 restaurants at the resort. It's a wonderful time away with you and your family. So take a look at our last trip. This was to Mauritius, a resort called the Western Turtle Bay. And we are one sleep away from our next trip. We leave tomorrow morning. How does that look? Every single year for the rest of your life. I think that's very exciting. And again, you dictate to yourself how quickly you want to get to rank 9. It's available for everybody. The moment you've got 1,000 products in your qualified channel, this is waiting for you. Right? We announced new rank 9s last night. Pensioner couple from Vanderbijl Park. If they can do it, surely we can. Right? So they'll be joining us tomorrow. 2 ranks later, we spend R250,000 buying you a brand new car. Right? We're serious about getting you to debt-free status. If you can be driving around in a brand new car with no debit order at the end of the month, I'm sure you're a little bit closer to achieving that wonderful goal of having no debt in your life. Then we've got our 365 challenge. So if it wasn't good enough, this might send you over the top. This is a serious challenge. We challenge people, wealth engineers in our business, to connect 365 people in 365 days. So that's one person a day on average. You don't have to do it one a day. You can just do it wherever. But at the end of 365 days, if you've got 360 new people on your first point, we will give you over 1.2 million rand in returns and rewards. We will basically make millionaires out of people in a single year if they're willing to put in that work. So our 365 challenge starts on the 1st of January. We have agreed to give all our wealth engineers and all the people that join in December for free. So you can spend the December building this number up as much as possible to give yourself a head start going into the 1st of January. And this is a rolling challenge, right? So people that join in February still have the 365 days. The people that join in March have still got 365 days. It is based on when you join. So wonderful incentive. There's nearly 900,000 Rand in cash, right, in returns. And then you add their car and the rank 9 trip to that. You've got about 1.275 million Rand in benefits available for anyone that's able to conquer this challenge. Wonderful challenge, very interesting to prospect people with that challenge. This month we've got another incentive called the Outshine Santa Wealth Quest. The challenge this month, so it's a quest that is for December only. Connect 6 people onto your first point, qualify 2 of them, so you've got to support them so that they can become qualified. In other words, they need to find 3 people of their own. So it's 6 with 2 of them becoming qualified. If you can do that, we will give you 100 gigs of data with a free 4G modem so that your data requirements are taken care of for 2019. So that's added incentive for December. Just to be aware of our festive season schedule, so tomorrow morning is our last head office presentation that we're having tomorrow morning, Saturday at 10 o'clock. Of course, all our intro presentations are available on YouTube, right? So let that not be an obstacle to you for prospecting, because everything is available on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. If you want to stay connected with us, follow us on Facebook. We will still be active on Facebook through December. Client service is open throughout December, except on the public holidays. And then we're back on the 2nd of January. Our first presentation will be on the Wednesday at 12:15. We don't have an evening presentation, but we kick off with a lunchtime presentation. And then from the 3rd of January, our intro presentations will run as per normal. You can go to our events page on our website. It'll show you the whole schedule there. But on Thursday, the 3rd of January, we will be bringing our rank 9s to our intro presentation with their nice tan lines. Maybe 2 of them will be wearing their baggies still. There'll still be some sand between their toes. They're going to come brag a little bit about the Rank 9 conference that we've had, just so that people can see that this is real, that this business is designed to change people's lives, right? We always want to see it happening. So come to the intro presentation on Thursday night. It'll be a very exciting format that we have. And that is it. So to end off on, I have a very simple invitation to our guests, and that is to come join us here at DuePoint. Very little risk involved, and so much upside to this business, and where you get all the support in the world, because we want to see people being effective. We want to see people changing their lives in this business, and that is my invitation to you, and my wish is that you have a prosperous end of the year. Everyone says, have a prosperous new year. What does that mean? That it's just going to happen? Are they wishing you luck? Right? We've got to make that luck. We've got to make that prosperity. And our business is about making prosperity for ourselves. So that is my invitation. If you have any questions, come speak to me on the live stream. If you have any questions, just post them into that live chat. We'll answer those too. Thank you for your time. Have a wonderful festive season. Thank you.
Thanks. Rob, before you go,
Yeah, boy.